I'm Sean, you're watching Hacking Patina. Hope you had great holidays. We're back on this vintage Willys Jeep, getting after that Dana 44 rear end, dismantling it in today's show. What you're gonna see today, we're gonna be dismantling the backing plate, the brakes, the drum, the hub. We're gonna be pressing out the lug nuts, the old rusted lefty, righty lug nuts. I'm gonna take off the old worn out shocks, removing the inner seal. We're gonna remove the 8-leaf spring, and I've got something a little different to place on it in the next show. You're gonna see how the drinker side axle bearing was destroyed, and I destroyed the axle, yanking it out. Let's get on this, let's keep moving to getting some brakes on this girl. Keep plugging away. Well, let's take off these right hands, or left hand. The fronts have all but 2 studs broken. Somebody really hosed them up, but let's get these brakes looked at, see what we're dealing with. Guess what I got? Got some news. I had them on the shelf because I did a disc brake conversion. So I'm gonna reuse what I had on the shelf, fellas. Should be nice. Replacing the lines. I've got leaf springs, and I got shocks. And look at this mess. Now this is another big monkey we gotta deal with. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's have a look-see. We got some webs. These haven't been fired up in quite a long time. And the pads aren't that bad, right? They didn't wear them down to the metal. But you can see we're gonna just be replacing them. Some biggers with little biggers. Let that one soak a little bit longer. I'm gonna go spray the other side before I forget. Get a little head start on it. A little head start. Get a little head start. It's cold today. Colorado, it's snowing. We got some snow coming. We just had 70 degrees yesterday. 70 degrees at the end of December. Can you believe that? That is not the norm, guys, here. That is so far off from 50 plus years ago that we used to see here in Colorado. Now, you can tell me. Tell me all you want that there isn't climate change. And man, from what I've witnessed from being a kid to now in southern Colorado and the water and the snowpack, Colorado relies on snowpack, guys. That's our water source. So not having it is a problem. Ooh, she got hot. That one got hot. She got hot. What do you think these wheel bearings and sills are going to look like? You know what they're going to look like. They're going to look like they need to be replaced, aren't they? They're going to look like they need to be replaced. Like everything else. You got to pick and choose what you're going to do. How far are you going to take them? Yeah, I should have unhooked this. Should have unhooked the brake line before I tore that apart. Silly guy. Let's break this, right? It doesn't matter. We're going to be replacing this line, but wanted to see how good the Chromo worked, and it worked. I sprayed these quite a while back, a couple weeks ago probably. Started spraying them down. These brake fittings, knowing I was going to get in here. You know, a guy learns. Guy learns over the years. Okay. That doesn't sound good. That does not sound too good. Are you kidding me? There's some brake fluid coming out of there. I filled the master cylinder up a long time ago, several weeks ago, just to see. One side's broken, we already know that, but this is dripping. This one had some fluid going to it. Huh. How funny. How funny indeed. Looky there, they used a nail. That's my kind of hack. There's the hack, guys. There's the hack. Everybody's got a hack. The nail. To hold on the shock. Love it. Love it. Everybody hacks. All right, well, I got to figure out what I want to do here. We're just going to go with the quick tap option, guys. I'm going to be replacing this castle nut. Let's take a look at what we got here. Got a Timken. Ooh. I see the wear in there. I'm not feeling any ridges. Actually feels pretty good. Doesn't feel bad at all. At all. This grease is pretty dried up though, for sure. I'm gonna soak it in my degreaser. I'm gonna take a look at it once I get it cleaned up. See what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna go do the other side, get to this point on the other side, and evaluate what we got over there. This is a fairly new cotter pin here. What does that tell you? Somebody's been into this one. Somebody got into this one. But here's the broke brake line. I don't know if you can see that. Broke off right there. Oh, that one was on there. That one was definitely on there. I might have messed up that axle thread. I'll have to see what I can do about that. Might have to get a little creative. These brakes aren't that bad either. They're not worn down. They're just old. Well, this axle was quite mangled. The bearings just started falling out. It's literally destroyed this side. You can see it's chewed up there. absolutely destroyed over here. We'll get that dealt with. Let's get this seal pulled. Super cool tool. I just got this. Way cool. Man, that makes things so much easier. So much easier. These inner seals are trashed. You can see there's not even any seal material left on them. All right, well, it's good we looked at this stuff. We'll order some parts. It was just a matter of time before we got the snow we needed. But let's get in, get these lugs off this last hub, wrap up getting this rear Dana 44 disassembled. Good to see the snow. man. That's a little nerve-wracking. But they're finally going. Well, that's a wrap, guys. The last bits of this teardown was sketchy on that 12-ton press, but it worked out in the end. Tore this hub and this disc or drum apart in the process. But that was the drinker side, the part that had the bad bearings. So there was obviously some issues going on over there. I'm gonna recycle the old materials. Got a neighbor who takes it off my hands for me and gets it out of the landfills, gets it recycled, doing the part. Appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, we're gonna come back next show with rebuilding this with some shiny new parts, seeing where we go from there. Hopefully have the brakes done on the rear part of this at that point. Till next time.